Hey guys, what is up? It is your friendly neighbor Doobies here, back again with another Magic the Gathering online video. We're doing a Dragons of Tarkir draft. This is an 8-4, so single elimination. First place gets 8 packs, second place gets 4 packs, and everybody else gets 0. So, I think it's a pretty obvious pick. This card is very, very bomby in this format, and I think the green deck is very good. Um, of course, unfortunately for us, there are a large number of other good green cards, such as Epic Confrontation, followed by a Tarka Beastbreaker, and then Salt Road Ambushers and Crotic are pretty much tied, I'd say. You do want one Crotic, and if you're in the Ambushers deck, then it's pretty freaking sweet. Um, Looks like people will probably go into red out of this pack. People will take red cards. Stormcrag and Tailslash are incredible. So this pack is pretty much going to push people into green and red, which is kind of unfortunate because that's where we want to be. But I can't pass a Foe Razor Regent. This guy is insane. So we're going to nab this guy and go to town. Alright, so second pack, I'm pretty sure I'm going to just take an Epic Confrontation. So I've played against this card and it seems insane, but I've played with it exactly once and it felt incredibly bad. So I don't know if I built my deck wrong or what, but it felt really bad when I played it. This pack is actually fairly low in power level compared to the previous one, but Confrontation's sick, especially because it synergizes with Regent like innately because it's fighting, and also it's just really good in green decks because you have giant monsters. Atarka Freet's also very good, but I can't pass 2 Confrontations when we're going to try really hard to be in green, so I'm going to take the Confrontation and go from there. I'm going to keep with the theme and probably take a Stampeding Elk Herd. This pack is, again, not very high on power level. Pummeler is sweet. Like, very sweet. If you have the mana to activate it, it's pretty much just an overrun on a stick, but this guy's also an overrun on a stick and doesn't require mana to activate. And also it stays on color, leaves us open if we want to move into not red, but generally with green you want to be red in this format. Chasm is okay. Berserker is okay. The rest of this pack is pretty weak though. If we were in black, Hand of Silumgar is pretty good, but I think it's pretty easily Elk Herd. So Foul Tongue is kind of sweet. I don't know how good green-black is. I'm not sure. I don't know why somebody wouldn't take Necromancer Dragon from this pack. I feel like we're only 3 picks in, so the 3 people that have been passing to us are definitely not in blue-black, right? We can completely rule that out. Also, Marshall's still here. But I don't think blue or black. Well, blue is probably fine, but I kind of need black if we're gonna take one of these two. So, it's probably Bear over Bowmasters. This card everybody was kind of freaking out about this card when it got spoiled, and people were picking it a lot when the limited format was new. But I personally don't think it's very good. I think Bear is very good though. Okay. So, this might be a signal that white is open. Mischief Kieran is actually super sweet. Let me just shove these cards over. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. I think this is probably a signal that white's open, because Mischief Kieran is pretty sweet. This pack doesn't have very good green cards either, which means somebody who is passing to us is in green, and somebody we're passing to is green, probably, because of the first pack we opened. So I think white is a pretty good pair with green, because of the bolster synergies and stuff like that. And also Mischief Kieran is actually like super strong, I think. This card is sweet. You get a 3/2 flying of Vigilance, that's pretty good. Herd Chaser Dragon's not very good. Center Soul it's good. Guardian Shield Bearer, I'm not sure about. Um, I'm not sure. So Herd Chaser Dragon. I mean, it's a 4/4 if you Megamorph it, but it costs 7 to Megamorph. But it's. I think I'm just gonna take Center Soul. I think Center Soul is just generally more useful. Okay. Um, this is tough. So I don't think that any of the green cards are worth picking in this pack. But I don't think Profound Journey is very good. But I think if there ever was a Profound Journey deck, the one with Foe Razor Regent would probably be it. So probably that. I think this card is actually just bad. I don't know. I'm not entirely sure, but I've never had it be really good. And I don't think this guy's good enough. So, and obviously the uncommon was a sideboard card almost explicitly. Sunbringer's Touch is kind of weird. I might actually take it. It's a tough call. I think it's pretty bad. But is it better than like a Jamoka Warrior or Servant of the Scale? I might actually just take Servant of the Scale. This is pretty good in the green and white deck because bolstering onto it means that you can actually use the bolstering later. Okay, this is actually really good, really good sign. That means there's probably only one other green drafter because the rest of this pack was not very exciting. There was like a Tail Slash. So this is, I think, a very good sign. And Salt Road Ambushers is pretty sweet. Sure, we'll take one of you. Why not? And Scavengers is better than a random sideboard card, I guess, in Fate Forgotten. So, take that. Second Shield Bearers isn't great, but it's fine. Okay. Pretty good first pack. Probably not going to be playing like Profound Journey. Probably not going to be playing. Well, definitely not going to be playing both of these unless we get something insane. We'll see. So Icefall Regent isn't worth that much money, so not going to take it. Probably just Pacifism here. There's really not a green card in the pack. There's a Sheltered Area, which is not green. And aside from Pacifism, the only white card is Champion of Irration, which is not very exciting. And obviously, random sideboard card. There is a Bloodshin Rager, which is insane if we were in that deck. Unfortunately, Warriors, I think this is the only one we have. Soldier, Scout, Elk, Bear, Dragon, of course. So, we can't take this and move into black. Although this might actually be the card. If we were like mono green with like a Misthoof Kieran and we had a bunch of warriors, then I might actually consider the Rager and move into that. But Pacifism's sweet, so I'm going to take that for sure. Myth Realized is not that great, especially in Limited. I think it's pretty bad because all the removal... I mean, there's some removal like fighting and stuff, but fighting isn't instant, so I guess this dodges that. It pretty much the only... So this dodges fighting and Tail Slash, but there's still like removal, and Whisk Away. So I think it's Aven Sunstriker. I think this card is pretty sweet. I think it's probably better than Misthoof Kieran number 2, and there's, again, not a green card in the pack. I mean, there's an Inspiring Call, but... and we might actually be the Inspiring Call deck, but this probably will just come back, so not too worried about that. Collected Company is like a snap take. If there was a limited deck that Collected Company is good in, this would be it, and, well, maybe not, because, we want to be morphing our guys that are that cheap, but I think this card's insane in general. This might also just be the fact that there's not a really good card aside from it. Like, there's an Enduring Victory, which is pretty good. Don't get me wrong, but I don't really like Enduring Victory. I think the card is on the weaker side of removal. 5 mana is a lot to have a situational removal spell. So I'm gonna take company. Um, okay, so Dramoka Captain is sweet. So is Echoes of the Kin Tree. I think this would be the Echoes deck at this point. I want it to be Dramoka Captain because he does get hit off of Collected Company, and he's pretty good as a card. So we will take him. I mean, it's like a bolster once per turn, which is kind of what Echoes is, except it doesn't take your mana. Obviously, though, if you know, if he can get killed, then it's only one bolster or whatever, but you're still trading one card for one. Here I'll pretty easily take an Enduring Victory, though. Better than Pinion Feast, just because it doesn't have to fly. Segmented Crotic is fine. Champion of Irration is a lot less fine mostly because it doesn't get hit off of company, I think. Survivalist is not very good in this limited format, I don't think. So let's just take an Enduring Victory. Radiant Purge isn't very good. Held of Dramoka is also not very good. We'll just take a Glaring Aegis. I could take a Vial of Dragonfire for extra removal, but I think Glaring Aegis, you want one if you're a white deck, so. And that actually synergizes pretty well with Dramoka Captain. This is probably my favorite card in the limited format. It probably is wrong to love it so much, but I'm crazy. Although we didn't see a single Conifer Strider, so this is probably a lot worse, but I'm crazy, so yeah. We can probably cut that pretty easily. Lightwalker, hell yeah. Lightwalker synergizes with every single thing we have so far, so I will snap him up in an instant. So this was our original pack that we opened. Wow, these are not good cards, so we'll grab that. Yeah, Inspiring Call tabled, as expected. You know, I don't want to fight a giant fish. Echoes came back, which is insane to me, I think. We are the Echoes deck, so this is very good. Don't want to lose Calm, because that would make me lose Calm is the joke. So, our deck looks sweet. Probably not playing all the cards that we currently have in our main. Let's see what we open, though. Hopefully we get a bomby thing like, I don't know, an Ugin or something. I'd be alright opening an Ugin. I could live with it, you know. I could also live with just opening, like, Dramoka. Obviously, we can't get Dragonlord. So we have... Oh, right, we're waiting on land from this. Okay. I like looking here just to see who's the slowest at picking, so I can laugh at them. So, out of these cards, what am I not actually playing? Let's see. Probably, well, no. It's tough. I think this card is pretty sweet in the bolster deck. I don't know, we'll figure it out later. I'll let future me worry about it. So, Frontier Siege... that might actually table. It's a very good card, I think, in our deck. Sandblast is there. Beastmaster might also table. I think I take Sandblast here. It's very, very vanilla to take it, but it is removal. The cards I do want are these two, more or less, and maybe a Formless Nurturing if neither of these two comes back, and then Aershin Cleric if none of it comes back, or a Return to Earth if all of it is taken away. But I can't imagine this or this being taken, so I'm not going to worry about after that. But I'm going to take Sandblast, because this card is pretty sweet. There is another Beastmaster, and there is another Sandblast. This is the same exact pack. Actually the same pack. Was there a Vault Breaker? I think there was. If you control blue permanent, you may discard a card if you do draw a card. That seems bad. There's even this is the same pack. All right, we're taking another Sandblast. I just want to stock up on removal. Our creatures are good. Like, we are set on the creature front, I think. I mean, Abzan Beastmaster is pretty sweet, but I can't pass up yet another removal spell, because I'm probably cutting Enduring Victory. It's too slow, I think. Sabertooth is insane. Valorous Stance, you know, same pack. Gonna just keep getting those. Orc Sure Shot is crazy good. So somebody's going to have a sweet black deck. But Sabretooth is insane, I think. Especially because, or no. No, never mind. For some reason, I thought this triggered on your creatures entering. I was wrong. Alright. I mean, it triggers on him entering and your creatures fighting. Anyway, this pack's not very good. We'll just take a Return to Earth for the sideboard because, you know, there's been a Return to Earth in every single pack so far. Hey, no Return to Earth this time. Abzan Runemark, it's probably one of the worst rune marks, but there's really not a pick other than it. Temur Runemark, of course, doesn't work for us. Abzan Advantage might actually just be the pick just for sideboard. Or I could just take an Angler, because there is an insane black deck. I'm not going to play the card I take from this pack, so I think it's probably best to just hate draft the scariest card, which is Angler. Gurmang Gagler. I don't know. I think he's pretty sweet. Starting to wish that we were a little bit of blue, because Ethereal Ambush is insanely good. So is Aven Surveyor, and Thornwood Falls is the fixing. And Reality Shift is fine. This pack is kind of bad. I think I'm just going to take Archers of Karsi. We might board it in somewhere. Alright, Hunt the Weak. That's insane. It shouldn't have made it that far. And the rest of the pack was not very good, so I'm not worried about that. Okay, so we have some bolster cards in Map the Waste and Sky Captain. I think because we have the Regent, and we do have Echoes as a mana sink, and we do have expensive spells, I think it's probably Map the Waste. Let's cut Enduring Victory. We're not playing that card, I don't think. Wow, both cards that I expected to table got taken. That's shocking. Who's playing the Siege? What deck wants to play that card? That's bizarre. Whatever we take here, I think is sideboard, so I'm going to take an Erishan Cleric. And an Erishan Cleric. I'll even potentially play these guys in the main. We'll see. Pressure Point's not very good, but now there are the other cards. Feral Crew Shock is probably the closest thing in that pack to a playable. Will the Naga is going to destroy us. Ethereal Ambush, don't want to, pass it. It's obviously better. I mean, we have plenty of playables. I'm not worried. Tazgir's Cruelty always seems to be the 15th pick in Fate Reforged. People seem to not think this card is good. And I don't know, I tend to somewhat agree, but I think it's pretty sick if you can get it to work for you. I like our deck a lot, actually. I'm very happy with where we're at. This is probably the 18 land deck, if I had to guess. So because of that, well, is it the 18 land deck when we have a Map the Wastes and only one card that costs more than 5? I think we can probably get away with 17 lands. It's really hard to say. Okay, so what are we cutting? I think it's probably a Scavenger, unfortunately. I do think this card is sweet, but cut him for sure. I think it would be easier to only cut one more card, but is it correct to go 17 lands? That's the question. It might be. I've never really been upset with 17 lands in this format, and I've played cards like the 7 mana cards before in this format, and 17 lands has been fine, and we have a Map the Wastes, so maybe I just go 17 lands and cut something. I do want a Glaring Aegis. I definitely do. I might actually just cut Servant of the Scale. Although, being a 1-drop is pretty good, I think. This is tough. So, things that I'm considering cutting are Center Soul and Collected Company right now. How many creatures do I have that Collected Company hits? We have 1, 2, 3, 4. I mean, these two I don't want to hit, I guess. 5, 6, 7, 8. We have 8. Maybe this isn't the Collected Company deck. That'd be sad. That might actually be the case, though. I think it is, actually. That's really sad, too, because this card is so sick. It's honestly, like, one of the best cards in the set, I think. Obviously, it's like a more of a build around me card than a lot of the other really good cards, but um, I think it is probably one of the best cards in the set. I don't know. It's like a 4 mana instant speed, like I wanted to say tooth and nail, but I'm like, that's ridiculous. Tooth and nail is just an auto win. But I mean, it kind of is, right? I don't know. I think I do cut it. Yeah, I think the deck looks way better without it. Because there are, I mean, there's, we don't have that many creatures. Like half our deck is creatures, which is probably not high enough to use Collected Company, especially because a third of those creatures can't get hit by it because they're fat. Um, so yeah. Also, we have two fight effects in Epic Confrontation and Hunt the Week, outside of Foe Razor Regent's own ETB effect. Um, so this deck looks sweet. Actually, it looks so cool. I'm excited. All right, I'm gonna see what the land count looks like. 10-7. Let me. Right, so that's a single white to unmegamorph. So we technically don't have double white in our deck. So 10-7 seems reasonable. Because we do still want. I'm trying to hit the. I'm trying to expand when this dialogue's up, which is apparently impossible. Um, I do want, like, because we have only single white and we have Map the Wastes. I think normally I would go like down to 5 planes, and then max out on forests. But because we have Echoes of the Kin Tree, I do want a good number of planes, but I don't want to, not have a lot of forests. I think 10-7 might actually be the perfect split. So let's roll with that. And I think this deck looks actually really good. I think this is the best green-white bolster deck I've built so far. And we have an Inspiring Call with a lot of things that synergize with it. So I'm very excited to play with this one. Hopefully I don't lose in round one. We'll see. We'll see. Anyway, I will see you guys back in round one.